Hello everyone. Today we will go through workflow dispatch in GitHub Action. Okay. So workflow dispatch in the context of GitHub Action is a trigger that allows you to manually initiate a workflow run from GitHub UI or API rather than having it start automatically on code push or pull. This enables on-demand execution for tasks that require human oversight, like production deployment or special test. So there are some key aspects of workflow dispatch. First is manual trigger. User decide when to run workflow, providing more control than automated events. So suppose I push my code to the GitHub, and after getting my code pushed to a certain branch, GitHub action workflow will be triggered. Okay, but suppose I made some changes in my GitHub repository and I want my code to be triggered. I want my GitHub action workflow to be triggered. In that case, I have to trigger it manually. I cannot push my code because I'm not making any change in my code. Okay, so in that scenario, manual triggers are really helpful. Okay. So either we can customize some input or we can do on-demand execution, as I mentioned, and we have got some flexibility. To define a trigger, we have to specify a YAML file, and that workflow file must be inside uh, workflow folder. Workflow folder must be inside .github. Okay, like it was mentioned here in the code. Okay. And yeah, and GitHub and workflow dispatch event must be mentioned in the YAML file, like it is mentioned here, like this. Okay, this is the format which we have to seriously consider. And if I want to trigger from GitHub, then I have to go to the action tab that I will show you. Action tab, select workflow, and run the workflow. That I will show you now. Okay, so go to the action tab. This is action tab, all workflow, view workflow, rerun the job. If I rerun, then job will be run. However, this workflow is getting executed from the self-hosted system, so I have to do some configuration to run it. That's why I will not run it now, but maybe in future I will run it again. And in case you want to see how it works, you could also see my one of my video. Wait a moment, I'll show you that video. Mhm. Okay, videos playlist. Okay. GitHub action, and this is the video. So it is here I showed you everything how to run, how to trigger a workflow action. Okay, so then you can see how to trigger this job also. Okay, so yeah, select run, and there are some use cases. For example, if I want to manually trigger a deployment to production or staging environment, in that case, this manual trigger would be helpful to me. Okay, if I want to test a particular test suite of with particular parameter, that I can also do with the help of manual triggering, okay, or workflow dispatch, okay, and it has to be configured like this, so I can easily trigger it from the UI. Hmm. And yeah, that's all I wanted to show you today. I couldn't show you any practical example, okay, but I can see maybe I have some older example which I can show you. Mhm. Okay, so I could show you one example, most probably. Okay, so here I have got a workflow file. It is not doing too much. It is doing quite enough things. Okay, first I go to the action. I think, yeah, I did not set up that workflow dispatch. That's the reason why I cannot trigger it manually, but it is triggered like this. So I'll show you how to trigger manually. Hmm. Okay. Okay, so okay, so I made this change. Now I committed it. So it is like it will be triggered. It's not because of my change. It is because of I'm pushing it to the main branch. It's very slow today. Mhm. Okay, so what I do, I stop the run and I try to trigger it manually. Okay, I stop it, cancel the run, and I cancel this run also. But it might take some extra time, and I also have bad internet today, so okay, this is cancelled. Hopefully, this will be cancelled too, and then I will do it manually. Okay, both are cancelled. So I came here. Okay, rerun job. See, that time I was not able to see it because this workflow dispatch was not in the workflow file. Now I can see it. So rerun all jobs. So rerun all job would be expensive operation for me. So let's run only failed jobs. Okay. What's happened? Okay, this maybe I let's see what is happening. If something failed, then I have to fix it. If I see my workflow file, uh, it is not. I don't think I wrote test. So let's see how it is building Docker image now. Okay. It seems like it is heading toward push. Let's see, it is already existing. So it is getting logged out. And hopefully I could see some green sign today. And it seems like green. Yes, I'm able to see the green sign. So the CI build is completed, and it took 2 minutes 39 seconds. It's not a very good duration, I would say, but I have to see like how can I fix this issue. Like 2 minutes is a big time for this kind of application. However, our task to explain about this workflow dispatch is completed. Like I explain you how workflow dispatch work and when we can use workflow dispatch. However, I started here, but here I cannot do it as of now. So I did it in another example. Okay. So in case you have any question, then you can ask me in the comment. And thank you very much for watching this video, and I wish you a very nice day.